Are you someone who is the recipient of a silent treatment? If so, you totally understand the feeling of being devalued, or feeling like someone's playing with your head, or feeling just overwhelmed and frustrated and angry, and you have every right to be. My name is Michelle Pava. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, and please subscribe and hit the bell so that you get alerts when I bring you new videos. So let's talk today about silent treatments and why they're annoying and why people do them, okay? And more importantly, how you can escape them. So number one, here are some examples of silent treatments. Someone's not answering your text, and you know they're getting your messages and they're just not answering their texts. I'm not talking about people who might be at work and busy, or dealing with kids and they're busy with children. I mean someone who you know has a certain amount of time or a certain pattern with their texting, and suddenly they're not texting. You know exactly when someone is ignoring you, right? So it's someone who's ignoring you through text. It's someone who you're trying to have a relationship conversation or some kind of a conversation to bring closure or to work through a problem, and they're just sitting there in complete silence. You might even say to them, "Do you have anything to say? I've been talking for a while." And they may say, "What do you want me to say?" "Well, what do you want me to say?" Or, "Nothing that I say is going to be right." So they use a lot of different tactics to avoid answering the ultimate questions or getting to ultimate resolution, but they have no problem throwing it back at you the minute you ask them to say something. Another form of ignoring and another form of the silent treatment is giving sort of half answers. So you're saying to them, "Hey, you seem like you're not feeling right. Are you mad or something?" And they say, "No." And they're just very dramatic and melodramatic about their answers, very short answers and very distant answers that don't initiate intimacy, okay? So if you were really asking someone, "How do you feel?" and they really wanted to get to some resolution and they wanted intimacy with you, they would say something like, "Well, I'm not really feeling good. I'm upset about something that you did," or even, "I am upset about something. I'd rather just have some space and get back to you later." So when someone is actually shutting down anything or any form of future conversation with you, they are giving you a silent treatment. This is also someone who you're always calling them, but they're never calling you. Or someone who always has to get off of the phone, or someone who is never coming to you to visit you or to help you in any way, shape, or form, but you're always doing things for them. Now that might be that you're enabling them, so there could be a lot of reasons for some of these situations that I'm bringing up, but overall, you know if someone is giving you a silent treatment. Why are they doing this? Because they're being controlling. Don't believe for a second any of the excuses that they're giving you. So if they usually text you every hour, or you know that they live with their phone in their hip or their hand, and suddenly they're not texting you at all, and it's a dicey situation, or you know that they have a bug up their butt and they're just not responding to you, or you're having a relationship struggle and they're retreating and they're not saying anything at all. These are people who are using control and manipulation. And believe it or not, unless someone is blowing up your phone with anger and you have not agitated them. Now, there's a passive-aggressive issue on the other side of this, and hear me out. Sometimes people will agitate the other person just to get a reaction, and then when that person reacts, then this person steps back. So if you're doing that, don't do that. But if in general you're trying to have a conversation with someone, or you're trying to get to resolution and form some kind of intimacy, even if you're angry, and they're just shutting down, that is a form of emotional manipulation. It is a silent treatment. Why do they call it a silent treatment? Because it's actually something that was used in prisons many, many years ago. And what they would do in prisons is they would actually take the inmate and not talk to the inmate at all, and actually put the inmate in a situation where they couldn't even be around other people. Nobody could actually respond to that inmate. Sort of like solitary confinement, but worse, because you could actually see people around you. No one was allowed to speak to you. So being ignored is detrimental. And that, in a prison sense, was something that was used as a form, an alternative actually, to physical punishment. So it was emotional punishment. And as you know, sometimes emotional abuse can be 10 times worse than some physical abuse. So treating someone like this is an actual form of punishment. It's manipulating, it's controlling, it's meant to be hurtful, okay? So even if the person that is giving you the silent treatment has had a rough life and yada yada, all of that stuff. Don't feel bad for them if they're doing this to you. Don't feel like you need to break through their exterior wall. You don't have to break through anything. When someone is doing that, they're looking for attention from you, okay? So when someone is giving you a silent treatment and they're shutting down and you're getting more and more upset, you might start crying, you might go into depression, you might start eating. There could be a million different coping strategies that you start reverting to. Trust me when I say, that person that's giving you the silent treatment wants that to happen. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they say, oh, well, I just didn't feel like talking at that time, or I didn't know what to say to you, or whatever. Don't believe it, okay? When someone is giving you the silent treatment, not their coping strategy, or even if it is their coping strategy, it's not good. Once you bring it to someone's attention that that's something that they're doing that is hurting you, they need to get help. They need to open a book, they need to watch a video, they need to go to therapy, they need to do something to address that issue. It's not your problem when they give you a silent treatment, okay? I don't want you to have to deal with it. Now, here is what you do. Since what they want is for you to actually have an outburst or whatever, what I want you to do is instead not show them attention. Now, believe it or not, your reactions, even if it is going to the refrigerator and eating a pint of ice cream, if that's a reaction to their abuse, they actually like that. That's still attention. That's still them getting some satisfaction out of you having an emotion or reaction that they are too weak to show. So a silent treatment is basically they don't have the emotional skills, nor even the desire to have the emotional skills to have a healthy relationship. And when they're giving you the silent treatment, they are not respecting you enough to have a conversation. So don't keep pleading with them to have some kind of interaction. Don't keep texting them if they're giving you the silent treatment. Give them exactly what they are asking for. They're truly on the surface saying, I don't want to talk to you. Give them that gift of your distance, okay? Because if you are begging and crying and trying very, very hard to have a relationship with this person, and they are always using that as control, that is emotional punishment. The same as what they used to do in prisons, okay? I don't want you to put yourself in an inmate relationship, okay? In your relationship, you should not be an inmate. You should not be jailed within their walls of dysfunction. So I want you to get out of that. And I want you to think about distancing more. So if they're not going to talk to you and have a conversation, then we'll talk, or go to a local therapist, or talk to friends, or start to extract maybe from that relationship, or just develop other friendships or relationships that will fulfill you. But do not let that person know that you're hurt and overwhelmed and frustrated and angry and sad and feeling rejected and all of those feelings that you are feeling. I want you to just be as distant as you can, love that person from a distance, even if they're right in front of you, and just say, okay, fine, this is what you want. I'm gonna give you that space. You do you. And then you just go and focus on positive self-care. So instead of going to the refrigerator, instead of crying, get on the floor and do some sit-ups. Take a walk, get on a treadmill, whatever it is that you need to do to be healthy for yourself. Even if that means going into the bathroom, locking the door, and just breathing, maybe running some cold or warm water under your hands, just patting your face, just taking some time to just focus, refocus, and realign, because they want you to be hurt. They want you to feel punished. They have whatever sick reasons that they're doing what they're doing. It's your business if you're married to them, if you're in a deep relationship with them, whatever, only to the point of it's hurting you, but it's not up to you to fix them, okay? And a lot of times with the silent treatment person, they want you to give energy and give energy and give energy. They want to be chased. They want you to be punished. You're going to be punished for having your own valid feelings. What kind of a relationship do you have if you're not allowed to have your own valid feelings? What kind of a relationship do you actually have if you can't express yourself and be who you are and show your truth? So I want you to distance, love from a distance, take an actual distance from that person if you can, and don't give them that attention that they're craving. Don't let them punish you. And the only way to do that is to not be affected by their silent treatment. they don't want to text, fine. Text someone else. They will come around. The silent treatment person usually comes back with something angry to try to get emotion from you. So what I want you to do is try to keep your emotions really stable around that person and deflect a little bit and move your attention somewhere else that's positive for you. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, whatever, hit them below, but please subscribe and please ring the bell so that you know when I have new stuff for you. Okay, I'll see you, bye.